Here are the top stories of the news. Tunji Disu assumes office as acting IGP, promises professionalism, accountable policing. NAFDAC staff in Lagos locked out as union protests sachet alcohol ban. On the firing scene, Iran promises flexibility at nuclear talks amid threats of U.S. strikes. Good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. My name is Temitope Ajijolaoluwa Ola. The Nigeria Police Force (NPF) has a new sheriff in town, Tunji Disu, who on Wednesday assumed office as the acting Inspector General of Police. Disu took over the reins as Nigeria's new police chief at a brief ceremony at the Louis Edet House in Abuja shortly after President Bola Tinubu decorated him as the acting IGP. Speaking at the handover, the former head of the Lagos Rapid Response Squad promised to provide an accountable, modern and professional policing. Disu, speaking to the gathering comprising top officers and family members, among others, said his tenure will be built on three clear commitments: professionalism, modernism, and accountability. His appointment follows the resignation of Kayode Egbetokun as the police chief, citing pressing family reasons. At the event, Egbetokun asked Disu to consolidate on the gains recorded during his tenure.
We strengthened intelligence-led policing architecture, expanded digital crime tracking and forensic capabilities, enhanced interagency operational coordination, reinforced internal accountability mechanisms, modernized tactical assets, and intensified specialized training across commands nationwide. As I hand over to my successor, the one chosen among the best, I do so with confidence in his competence, experience, and strategic capacity. The foundation has been reinforced, the system recalibrated, the reform trajectory clearly defined. All these he has been part of.
It is pleasantly gratifying to know that our service has immense capacity that is readily available for deployment to combat the contemporary threats to national security. My intention will therefore be built on three clear commitments: professionalism, modernism, accountability, integrity, community partnership, and trust.
In the meantime, the Bauchi State Police Command has announced the deployment of massive security personnel and enhanced weaponry to troubled communities in a renewed effort to curb banditry and prevent any breakdown of law and order. Speaking during a press briefing this morning, the State Police Public Relations Officer, Nafiu Habib, said the move followed a recent resurgence of security concerns in Gwana, Digari, and Kafin-Duguri, all located in Al-Kaleri local government. Habib explained that the deployment was carried out through joint operations involving the police, the military, the Department of State Services, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and other security agencies. The police spokesman reassured residents of Mansour Town, who reportedly fled their homes over fears of attacks, that the security situation remained under control. The command further assured residents of Al-Kaleri local government that there would be no safe haven for bandits in the area, stressing that security operations would be sustained. And now, still with security, President Bola Tinubu has urged the leadership of the 10th Senate to reinitiate constitutional amendments that would create a legal framework for the establishment of state police as part of efforts to address growing insecurity. The president made the appeal on Wednesday during an interfaith breakfast with senators at the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja. The president said the creation of state police had become imperative in view of Nigeria's evolving security threats, stressing that the centralized policing would strengthen grassroots security and enable states to respond more swiftly. He noted that a decentralized policing structure would complement the existing federal security architecture while promoting intelligence-driven and community-focused law enforcement. The president also commended the harmonious relationship between the executive and the National Assembly, describing unity as critical to defeating terrorism and banditry. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, in his remarks, thanked Tinubu for hosting the interfaith breakfast and praised his leadership at what he described as a critical period for the country.
Nigeria is extremely bigger, challenged. We are facing terrorism, banditry, insurgency, but you never fail to make a right response to these calls. What are we asked for tonight is for you to start thinking how best to amend the Constitution to incorporate the state police for us to secure our country, take over our forests from marauders, free our children from fear. All your support that I've enjoyed, I will promise that I will continue to enjoy it and will not take you for granted.
And now to politics, the 2023 presidential candidate and the national leader of the New Nigeria People's Party, Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, on Wednesday met Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde behind closed doors at the governor's office in Ibadan. Although the outcome of the meeting was not made known to the public, it was believed that it was not unconnected with consolidating the existing age-long cordial ties between Kwankwaso and Makinde. Among Kwankwaso's entourage were NMPP's national chairman, Dr. Ajid Ahmed, the national publicity secretary, Najipo Johnson, and other parties' top echelon. Speaking with newsmen after the meeting, Kwankwaso disclosed that he was in Ibadan mainly to inaugurate the NMPP's new state office, adding that his meeting with the governor transcends partisan considerations. The former governor, who recognized Governor Makinde's membership of the People's Democratic Party, admitted that he also had deep roots in the PDP before his eventual defection.
We are here on the invitation of our party chairman, the chairman of NNPP here in Oyo State, to go and open our office here in Ibadan and also discuss some important issues that relate to our party here in Oyo State. But the governor has always been our friend. I thought before going there, I should come and pay my respect to him. And that is exactly what I did now. And now we are going straight away to the party office. After finishing our meeting, we'll go back to the airport and then back to Abuja. That's why I'm here. No, I think this is more of personal friendship than party thing. But even party, you know, he is a member of the PDP, and PDP has been my party. In fact, we formed the PDP in 1998. By 1999, I was governor of Kano State, later Minister of Defense, all under the PDP. In fact, I went back to Kano in 2011 to 2015, still under the PDP.
Moving on, operations at the Lagos office of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, were disrupted on Wednesday after protesting union members barricaded the agency's premises in Isolo. Staff who arrived to resume duty were forced to remain outside the complex as members of the National Union of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Employees blocked both the entrance and exit gates. The protest is in response to NAFDAC's continued enforcement of the ban on alcoholic beverages sold in sachets and PET bottles below 200 milliliters. The union is demanding the immediate unsealing of affected factories and production lines, warning that sustained enforcement of the policy could trigger significant economic consequences across the industry. Later, police personnel were later seen at the NAFDAC Isolo premises. The barricade was lifted and NAFDAC staff were allowed back into the premises, restoring access to the office. The management of Ladoke Akitola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, has mourned the death of 6 nursing students who lost their lives in a road crash on the Ilorin-Ogbomoso Road. The institution, in a statement signed by its registrar, Olayinka Balogun, describes the incident as tragic and a monumental loss to the university community. It was gathered from a university source that the students boarded the same commercial bus from Suleja, Niger State, before the fatal accident. In the statement, the university said the students, all in their final year under the Open and Distance Learning Nursing Program, were traveling to campus for their final examinations when the accident occurred at Ote in Kwara State. The management extended its condolences to the families of the deceased and urged members of the public to pray for the repose of their souls. You're watching News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We'll be right back after this break. Stay with us.